a number of different sand nets around the United States. Specifically for this, so that we can go from different locations. We'd actually have to deploy a sand net to China or Russia or wherever. And actually, we're doing that. We're internally we're working with some security partners who have offices in Russia and in London and a couple other international places for us to put sand nets so that we can specifically do that. All right. So now I'm going to go into a case study of how a hybrid sand net can be used. Now, as the little guy up there is saying, this section does contain URLs which will attempt to infect you if you go to it. These URLs are still active, to my knowledge, because I pulled them 2 days ago. So, if you go to these URLs, be very careful. You've been warned. All right, so we get a report of a malicious site, www.nmz.dp.ua. If you go to the site, the index looks like this. This is a very good example of obfuscated JavaScript. If you were an analyst and you wanted to figure out what was going on, you would actually have to go in and try to manually decode this, or use Malzilla or Caffeine Monkey or any other custom JavaScript de-obfuscation tools you have. Well, we didn't want to do this. We need to figure out what's going on with the malware on this site, so we put it into our sand net and let it run to see what happens. Hopefully this will work. There we go. All right, this is a movie of what's actually happening within the sand net. Here you see InControl5, which is a tool used to take a snapshot before and a snapshot after of the system, so you can determine what's running or what has been installed in that system. This is being run by excuse me. This is being controlled by AutoIt, our GUI scripting language. You didn't see the initial part because I've actually reduced. This is actually a 5 to 7 minute video that I've kind of time-lapsed to 2 minutes. So you're not going to see everything, but this is going to give you a pretty good idea of what's going on. I realize it's a little blurry, and I apologize. So InControl has started up. If you see at the bottom, it's kind of hard to see. Process Monitor has started up. And now we're launching our malware. We tell Internet Explorer to go to the infection site in question, and it's running. It's hard to see at the bottom where the little URL strings are, but it was hitting a number of other websites and getting infected. Internet Explorer pops up the privacy box, and this is something else that you could script within your GUI, within AutoIt, to automatically click OK. If you were noticing, there was a quick copying window as the malware was copying another file, and then boom, we get a EULA agreement for antivirus XP 2008. If you don't know, this is not actually antivirus. This is malware itself that will tell you that you're infected with, probably 50 different types of malware, and it will try to get you to pay for that process or that piece of malware. Again, I've extremely time-lapsed this, but Process Monitor has started up in the background. We're starting to shut it down. And I think this may have actually been where I stopped the movie. If we kept looking farther, oh no, it's still going. Process Monitor is going to shut down in a second, then InControl5 is going to come back up, and we're going to take our second snapshot, save the results, and then shut down the system. Here you can see the pop-ups are coming up for Process Monitor. Again, all of this is being controlled by AutoIt. It's an excellent tool, and it's very, very powerful. You can do a lot with it. I didn't have it scripted to click agree on the EULA to move forward, but that's something that we're implementing in. InControl5 is shutting down. As you see, the malware actually crashed Internet Explorer. And you can't see this, and unfortunately I wasn't able to take a movie of this, but within the network capture in the background that we're running on our firewall, which is allowing the packets to go out, the machine started sending out hundreds and hundreds of network connections to web servers and SMTP servers. And we'll see what that was for in a second. And actually, at this point, the machine shut down, and if you would have, I didn't get a screenshot of it, but the background, the wallpaper of the screen of the machine was actually changed to a different wallpaper saying you are infected. I only have a couple minutes, so I'm going to go through this quickly. What did it do? It added over 70 files, 45 executable files, 1 driver, which is probably a rootkit, and 26 DLLs, at least 4 browser helper objects that I saw, 6 auto start entries within the registry in a number of different places. It added 3 services. It locked down the system. It turned off its disabled task manager and did another number of other things. And then in less than 3 minutes, it made over 1,500 SMTP connections to various places. Well, what was that about? It was sending out French spam. And if you would actually go to this website, which I did, and analyze what was going on, those websites were serving up malware as well. And this was a great example of not just one site was where the infection was taking place. When we go to that, if you went to that initial website, that obfuscated JavaScript was just an iframe to another site, which went to another site, which went to a 4th site, which actually had the malware on it. So, in conclusion, web-based malware isn't going away. Infections are going to occur, and we as analysts and investigators and security people need to figure out a way to quickly analyze them so that we can determine how to remove it. Hybrid SAN-nets are excellent for this. We take a SAN-net, the capabilities of a SAN-net for analyzing malware, and the data control for of a honeynet, merge them together, and then we have analysis that can occur in the browser's natural environment. It's automated, it's fast, and it gives you the results that you need. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes.
Your DNS services.
Yes.
In the beginning, when you're beginning your thing about the deployment or starting up, how are you going to know what you're going to resolve, what URL, not URL, what FQDNs you need to serve up without actually hooking one side up to the internet?
We don't actually use a DNS server itself. We have a Perl script listening on port 53 within the actual SAN-net.
Okay.
Now, within the hybrid SAN-net, it's actually going out to the actual DNS servers and resolving them that way. So we don't have to worry about that. Any other questions? Yes?
According to your experience, is it low interactive?
Yes. Oh, no, I would consider it a higher interactive SAN-net because we're actually using the actual machines, but it's low interactive in the aspect that we're not doing anything. It's totally automated. I think.
So it's more like the send us the honey.
Yes. Yeah. Here's my contact information.